entertained you, and any feedback is always welcome. Next, we have someone who will blow your mind, and I think that he's going to, he's gonna rock your world essentially. And I've never introduced someone before, so I want to make sure that I'm doing him justice. But here we go. It's Harrizon, the mentalist.
Thanks very much. Good evening. Look at that, so many friendly faces, couple of photographs. Now I know what a professional footballer feels like. How are we? I am a mentalist. However, before we start the mentalism, I've got to tell you about a little story that I've just heard. Miss Agatha Worm the other day gave birth to a lovely baby boy, and she called him Willie. That's the point where you'll go, ah. You've waved your hands in the air, that's great. Yep, fantastic. And Willie only had two problems in life. One, he had a receding chin. It's the wrong end, it's that end. And the other was that he loved adventures. One day, Willie the Worm was going to school like that. Hey, you know, show for all the family, that's. And he crossed the road without looking. Ah. He was very caught up about it. So was Miss Agatha Worm. She rushed him to Dr. Woodworm, who's on the board, and she said, look at my poor Willie. 3 o'clock in the morning, some of you'll laugh at that one. One part looks like he's 3 months old, one part looks like he's 6 months old, and the other part looks like he's 9 months old. What will the neighbours say? I've only been married 12 months. Dr. Woodworm said, don't worry about it. What we're going to do is we're going to find the best magician in the world. Unfortunately, Derek Lever wasn't available, neither was David Blaine, so it was left to me. I rushed there to the surgery, and we took Willie, and we took Willie, and we took Willie. We made him touch his toes, and touch his toes like that. We said the magic words, and lo and behold, we ended up with 3 pieces of worm, all the same length. Miss Agatha Worm said, thank goodness for that. Now I can tell the neighbours I've had triplets. One part looks like he's 6 months old, one part looks like he's 6 months old, and the other part looks like he's 6 months old. Now the problem is that the magic doesn't last very long. Yeah, because if you're not careful, what ends up happening is that we end up with one part that looks like he's 6 months old, then we end up with a very short part that looks like he's 3 months old, and then we end up with a very long part that's 12 months old. Thank you very much. That is not what I do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just killing time. I am a mentalist. It's a posh name for mind reader. Unless you're in America, then it's got a completely different connotation. And what that means is that I try and read your mind, or I try and influence you in some way. I'm like the Derren Brown from Wish. Tonight, we're going to be playing for money. See if I can read your mind or not. £20, don't get too excited. It's only stage money, funnily enough, from Wish. And we've got 2 cards. We have a card that says, you can see that. Just wait for the camera to. We've got a card that says no. It's not something I often say. And a card that says yes. There we go. I need the help of somebody. I need the help of somebody that I've never met before, that I don't know. You can scroll through the screen left to right. Stephen, you're sat there. Can you join us, unmute yourself and join us on the screen? Hey, there we go. The magic of technology. Now, Stephen, £20 is at stake. Pay attention, because later on we're going to be playing for a life-changing, potentially life-changing prize. Okay. Not now, at the moment, we're on £20, but, and like I say, don't get excited. It is genuinely stage money. I'm an entertainer. I've not worked for 13 months. It's the best I could do. I picked it up in a pub in Rochdale. But we're going to play a game. I like these cards. What I do with these cards, if you ever read the book Dice Man?
No.
No. Okay. It's about a chap who spends his life rolling dice to make decisions in life. Okay. So he'll go to a bar and there'll be 6 beers on the bar. You know the feeling. He rolls the dice and lo and behold, you know, if it's number 6, he chooses the 6th beer along the bar. Okay.
Okay.
Tonight we're going to do something very similar. This is what I use. I only use 2 cards. Okay, 50-50 chance. Now, bearing in mind, I'm going to read your mind.
Okay.
Right. This is a 2-way interaction. If anything goes wrong this evening, you are 50% responsible. Do you realize this? Okay, it's not my fault. Okay.
Okay.
The psychic cards of destiny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them up so you can't see them. Okay. I'm going to place them down there on the table. And yeah, okay, we'll go with that one. So all you've got to do is guess what I've predicted you're going to say. Bearing in mind that if you get it wrong, it's your fault, not mine. So to start off with, for £20 in cash, do you want to play this game for £20? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Stephen, you disappointed me. The answer was actually no, which means that the £20 is mine. Okay, so we're not playing with £20 anymore. What we'll do is we'll take the 2 cards and we'll give them a mix up. I'm going to let you see which one I'm choosing. Okay. Stephen, do you have a rabbit? Yes or no?
No.
No, you don't have a rabbit. You see, I guess that you'd say yes. So unfortunately, you got that wrong. I'm going to give you another chance though, okay? A little bit too specific. Okay, right. Do you have a pet? Yes or no?
No.
No, you don't have any pet at all.
No.
Got that right. Very good, Steve. Can you just, yep, there we go. Yep. Have you ever had a pet?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, what was the pet's name?
Sporty.
That's that guy gone then. Right. What do you do for a living, Stephen?
Medical.
Okay. Right. The pubs are opening on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to call in sick and go to the pub for the first time in 6 months? Tell the truth now. Are you going to call in sick and go to the pub for the first time in 6 months?
No.
You're not. See, the cards say yes, you are, and we all know that the cards are right. This isn't going very well. I'm trying to read your mind. I think you were lying there. Okay. Right. 2 more questions. You could still win the £20. I might give you a chance on this. Okay. Have you ever read the Harry Potter books?
No.
You haven't?
No.
See, you're just too embarrassed, aren't you, Stephen? We're not doing very well here. I mean, you've got 1 wrong, you've got 1 right, you've got 2 wrong. 1 last chance. 2 cards.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever been on holiday to Spain?
Yes.
You have. So you've got that right. I'm impressed. You should get it right. You should know. However, the point being that you did have the chance to win £20. You didn't. In fact, there was more money in my wallet that you could have won. All stage money. It doesn't make, but stick around because there's potentially life-changing prize coming up. But I do have in my wallet a piece of paper. It's been there all the time. And the thing is that you got the first question wrong. you didn't want to play for, you did want to play for £20, but the card said no. You got the second question right, then you got the third question wrong, then the fourth question wrong, then the fifth question right. The thing is that whilst you may not have been right, the cards were, because we ended up with wrong, right, wrong, wrong, and right. Now that was only a 1 in 2 chance. I'm going to make life a little bit harder for myself. Each stage we're going to ramp up the pressure. Thank you very much, Stephen. We're going to ramp up the pressure on me. I'm going to make life a lot harder for myself. Let's bring in a table. And if we can just drop the camera down slightly. That'll do. Some magicians have people to do it for them. I've got to do it myself, but never mind. If we can have somebody different to join us, I'll tell you what, if we can scroll through. My goddaughter's there, and Ashley, come and join me. Right, so what? It's 1 in 5 chance here now. Yeah, the odds are getting harder on me. Okay, and yeah, if you can join us on screen. Yep, brilliant. What we've got is an envelope. I'm going to come to the envelope very shortly. I'm going to leave that there. Now, just to confirm, we haven't arranged anything, haven't set anything up?
No, we haven't.
No. Okay, fantastic. We've got some, they're called ESP cards, okay? We've got 3 wavy lines that looks like well, streaky bacon. We've got a cross, we've got a circle, we've got a star, and we've got a square. Now, if I was to ask you to choose any one of those with a free choice, you may be tempted by the bacon, or you might like the circle or the star. What I'd like you to do is go through your mind and have a look at each of the symbols one at a time, and just, you know, whichever one you, in fact, I'm going to mix them up a bit. I'm going to see if we can influence you. Yeah, we'll put that one there, and we'll bring the bacon in. There we go. Okay, so we've got the circle, we've got the star, we've got the square, we've got the bacon, we've got the cross. Okay, so that's a circle, a star, a square. We've got the bacon, we've got the cross. If you were to choose one right now, I'll tell you what, for £20 of stage money, if you were to go for the circle, the star, the square, the bacon, or the cross, I don't want to influence you in any way, shape, or yeah. Which one would you go for, Ashley?
The star.
Thank you. Would you like to change your mind, or are you happy with the mind that?
I'm happy.
You're happy. At least one of us is. Thank you, Ashley. You want the star? Okay, we'll move the star there. So you could have had the circle, you could have had the square, you could have had the bacon, you could have had the cross, you could have had the £20, but you didn't go for any of those. You went for the star. And well, the thing is, with the star, what we've got is we've got the envelope, and we've got in the envelope is one card only. And strangely enough, it is indeed the star. Ashley, thank you very much. Give her a round of applause. A 1 in 5 chance. It's getting harder and harder. Where do we stop? So where we're going to stop. And we get to the almost impossible, where we get to the point where we can't take it any further. We've all got these in our pockets, haven't we? I know it's a family show, so I'm not going to do the obvious gags, but sorry. Like I say, some people have text to do that for them. Apparently not me. A couple of impressions for you. We've got a chicken, a cockerel, slow leak. We've got a cow. We've got a jellyfish. We've got a shark. You'll all be doing that next week. Right. Let's take it one stage further. Let's find somebody to make my life harder. We've done 1 in 2. We've done 1 in 5. Let's ramp the odds up to 1 in 52. Earlier on today, I made a prediction. And I'm looking for, can we just scroll through to somebody who hasn't taken part this evening? Who's got their camera on? Who's still awake? Jill, would you like to join us? 3 in. No, you've just missed Jill. Look at that, YTS. Thank you, Jill. Would you like to join us and take part? No. Okay. We'll find somebody else then. We've got somebody that's. Well, everybody's turning their cameras off. This is terrible. James, go on. Look at that. I have never shared a stage with somebody who's been in the final of BGT.
Well, you have now. It's official.
I have. We have, right, again, we haven't set anything up.
We have not.
1 in 52 chance. Hey, £20. Stage money. It could be yours. It could be yours. Okay. 1 in 52 chance. Earlier on today, I had a premonition. It wore off. Then I had another one. I took 1 card out of this pack of cards. I did something very strange with it. If I was to ask you to think of any playing card, yep, it's 52 to choose from, not the jokers. And do me a favor, don't go for the aces. Everybody goes for the aces. Okay. Have you got a card in mind?
I've got one.
You have. Okay. What card are you thinking of?
The 8 of diamonds.
The 8 of diamonds. Very interesting. Okay. Like I say, earlier on today, I had a premonition. I had this premonition, and as I say, it wore off, and I had another premonition. And go through, I'm going to go through at fingertips. I want you just to watch very carefully as we go through, because there's 1 card and 1 card only.
No.
Can you see that quite clearly?
I can
Fantastic.
see that.
1 card only. That is the wrong way round. What card will you think of, James?
The 8 of diamonds.
The 8 of diamonds. Oh. Thank you very much. That's only 1 in 52. Come on, it's got to get harder than that. It can't be that easy. You know, have to make life easier. Technical support's just given up for the night, apparently. Yeah, if we can lose James, thank you. Sorry about that. Right, it's all right. I've got a cat at my feet, and I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine. He's a moose or an elk, and he only arrived today in the post from Amazon, and we haven't given him a name. He's nameless. I am adopting him. It's very cute, isn't he? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to give him a name. So you can find, he also came with a birth certificate. I'll explain about the birth certificate very shortly. But I think we need to name him. So can we bring the 2 lovely young ladies on? That's perfect. If you'd like to join me and unmute yourselves.
Yeah.
Right, we are going to name the moose. There are certain rules. 1, we're going to give them a name that, I'm saying him, her, they. We're going to give them a name that is 4, maybe 5 letters long, no longer. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. And we're looking for letters in order that can be pronounced. So I don't know if you're from Wales, but if we can avoid sort of double L's, and that's why I didn't choose Paul Roberts, because he is from Wales and wouldn't be able to spell it. So what we need to do is come up with a name, okay? So if you were to choose a first letter for the moose, what would it be?
Jake.
Jake. Are we going for the full name in one go? Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So we're going to call him Jake. You happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So we're going to write his name on the birth certificate like that. There we go. That was a lot quicker than I was expecting. Not bad though. Why did you choose Jake? Do you know somebody called Jake, or superstar or celebrity?
A rabbit.
A rabbit. You've got a rabbit called Jake.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. What we do need to do is we need to, forgot to put the, do you know today's date? It's the 9th. Thank you. I'm getting heckled in my own studio. Okay, so it's the 9th of the 4th, 2020. There we go. Okay, so we have a date. We have a name. It's birth certificate, all neatly written out. Thank you. It's quite special, that, isn't it? We'll come back to that in a minute. We don't need the flags. They are part of the contract. But sorry, which are you? Are you Valerie or Valentina? Which one are you with the stripes that chose Jake?
I'm Valerie.
You're Valerie, like the Amy Winehouse song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly missed that. However, I did say that he arrived today. Yeah. And when he arrived, he had this lovely collar on, and on his collar he had this lovely sort of pet tag, and he already had a name. No. Birth certificate. Yeah, you've named him Jake. Very strange thing is that when he arrived today, he was already called Jake. That's amazing. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you.
Wow.
Let's make it a little bit harder, because that was 26 letters jumbled up a couple of times. I'm going to make life a little bit harder, because at this point we are going for the point, ladies and gentlemen. The highlight of the evening, the potentially life-changing prize. Got your interest now, haven't I? There are actually 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 prizes that I could give away tonight. Somebody is going to win a prize, and they vary. I'm looking for somebody who has not taken part. Give us a wave if you want to take part. Anybody that hasn't taken part? Anybody that doesn't want to take part? Look at that, they're all turning their cameras off. That's not a good sign, is it? Let's bring Stephen back, seeing as Stephen missed out on the £20. So sorry about that, Stephen. But I can make it up to you this evening.
Okay.
Now, I'll let you into a secret. I've been running the website, I've been selling the tickets, I've got access to certain things, you know, through Eventbrite. So I may know your email address, etc. Don't worry, I'm not going to stalk you or anything like that. Don't panic, don't look so worried. However, that would lead me to be able to go to Facebook and maybe find out when your birthday is or your favorite color, etc. Not much of a mentalist doing that, more of a con artist. However, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think of somebody close to you, somebody that I couldn't even imagine, somebody I couldn't guess,
Yeah.
somebody whose birthday you know.
Okay.
Ideally, somebody that you know their star sign. That would help.
I don't know the star sign.
You
Yeah.
don't know their star sign. Okay, we can work on that, depending on when their birthday is.
Okay.
Because I have here. Do you believe in astrology?
I'm curious.
You're
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
Okay. Can tell a lot by somebody that believes in astrology. First of all, they're very gullible. They're easily led.
Okay.
When you were born, you were a lot younger. And as you get older, you're going to reach a certain age. Okay, so we've got all these months, and each month has different features. Okay, so I don't need to know the person's name, but can you tell me their the month that they were born?
September.
September. Okay. That would make them, I'm guessing, either a Virgo or a Libra.
Okay.
Okay. That would also mean that their birthstone is a sapphire. I don't know if you've heard, but people have birth flowers.
Yeah.
That'd be an aster, which I'm quite glad that you didn't choose somebody that was born in July, because I can't pronounce Delphini. Yeah. Delphini. Yeah. That one. And apparently this person, really tiny writing there, but we're getting there. This person is divine, discerning, and artistic.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It would.
It would. Fantastic. Now, bearing in mind that we are playing for a prize this evening.
Okay.
Okay. One of several, there's 5 prizes in here. One of them potentially life-changing. The others aren't too bad either. So we'll leave those there. You chose September. September is the January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 9th month. Yep. On the back, we've got what looks like a very strange board game. As we count through 9 months, so we've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September.
Okay.
Had you chosen somebody that was born in a different month, we'd have ended up on purple or blue, but you've ended up with green. That is your prize this evening, Stephen. Potentially life-changing or something else.
Okay.
Should we see what you might have won, first of all? We have the envelopes. First of all, the red envelope. You didn't win the red envelope, Stephen. However, you could have won a brand new moped. Hold on. Apparently there was a slight problem buying the prizes. It wasn't a moped, Stephen. It was actually a brand new moped. But you didn't win it anyhow. It doesn't matter. You're not doing very well at this today, are you? But you didn't win the red one. The yellow prize. Let's see what you could have won. Let's see. You could have won a brand new Wii. Do you have a Wii?
I do not. No.
No, you could have won that, Stephen. It's here waiting for you.
Okay.
Yep. Brand new Wii. It's about 5 minutes old. Don't worry, it's apple juice. Apparently it is an apple juice. Apparently I drank the apple juice last night. We've got 3 left.
Okay.
We'll go with the blue one next. Had you chosen the blue one, you would have won a car of your choice.
Yeah.
Disappointing, Stephen.
A little bit.
Car of your choice. I have here the tool for finding the car of your choice. All you've got to do is go to the local car park and take the car of your choice. That gets a laugh in Manchester. You didn't win that. the purple envelope. Stephen, you could have won, maybe not as good, but better than the rest of them, but you could have won a bottle of bubbly.
Ah, nice.
Do you like bubbly?
I do.
You do? Fantastic. Unfortunately, you didn't win the bottle of bubbly. It's washing up liquid. Never mind. It's all come down to this. We started off 1 in 2 chance. We moved to a 1 in 5 chance. We moved further on to a 1 in 52 chance, then 26 letters times 4. And now we've reached this. You could have chosen anybody in the world, Stephen, anybody's birthday. You chose that person who was born in September, and it's all down to them. Because in here, Stephen, we have your prize this evening. Just out of interest, Stephen, where are you right now?
I'm in Germany.
You're in Germany. That's going to make the next bit very interesting. Don't worry about it. We'll sort it. Stephen, bearing in mind that this is, potentially life-changing, it is indeed the life-changing prize that you have won this evening. It is a potentially life-changing cash prize. Are you impressed, Stephen?
I could be.
You could be.
Yeah.
Stephen, what you have actually won is a lottery ticket for tomorrow night.
Okay.
You could be a millionaire, however. Just bear in mind that this is a charity gig.
Yeah.
There are lots and lots of very sick children in Manchester.
Yep.
There's also a performer who hasn't worked in 13 months. Yeah. However, I will send you this lottery ticket if you send me your address.
Okay.
Just think of the sick kids and this performer that hasn't worked in 13 months when you receive this. And
Okay.
oh, and by the way, you can't cash it because you're in Germany.
Yeah.
You've got to be in the UK to cash it. But I will send it. Drop your address. PM me your address. I'll send it to you. Your numbers tomorrow. Bearing in mind everything else that's been correct this evening.
Okay.
Numbers 8, 24, 37, 45, 56, and 57 could well be the jackpot.
Okay.
You're excited, aren't you, Stephen?
Yes.
You are. And don't get too excited. I didn't buy the lottery ticket. If I bought it, never see a psychic winning the lottery, do you? Stephen, you've missed out on £20. You've missed out on all sorts of moped, a brand new win, everything else. However, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. If we could please bring up Mike, Darren.
Mike.
Yeah. I seem to have I've had one too many to drink, haven't I? Thank you very much, Mike. Darren, would you like to join us? Yes, Darren's there. And Nate, if you'd like to. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to entertain you all this evening. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. We'd love to have seen more of you here. However, I'm going to leave the final words to Mike and Darren. Thank you very much. Good night.
Right. Yeah, good night. Good night, thank you.
Okay, well, I'll go first. So thank you very much for everyone for joining in, and hope you all was entertained. And hopefully we'll raise a bit more money for the children hospital.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much and good night. Mike, you're still muted.
There we go. Right. As Stuart said, as Darren said, thank you very much indeed for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we mean that massively. And yes, we've raised the money for Royal Manchester Children's Hospital charity, which has been the key thing. we've also celebrated 112 years of magic in Manchester. So everybody, thank you very much indeed. It means an absolute massive amount. Thank you and good night. Enjoy your night and stay safe, everyone.
Good night.